Okay, we're here for the daily Forex report for May 17th. We're looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair first. This particular pair gapped down, filled the gap, did close higher during today's session, moving sideways. We are looking for this pair, however, to go potentially as high as 93.18, possibly as low as 91.22. Look for some resistance around 93.75, and look for some support around 91.75. Okay, looking at the Euro-USD pair, this particular pair closed higher today. Had a decent tail on it, but did close higher, filled the gap. We are looking for this pair overall to continue moving sideways with a bias to the downside. Look for it to hit some resistance around 125.15 if it moves higher. Look for some support around 122.25 if it moves lower. Now, the pound-US dollar pair, this particular pair has moved much lower, had a very low tail, did close right at support. Definitely want to see a break below this support. Overall, moving to the downside, bias to the downside. Look for some resistance around 146.50 and look for some support at 142.25 and hitting that on the downside. Now, looking at the US Swiss, this particular pair moved much higher, did pull back, close the gap from the weekend, close lower. We are looking for this pair to continue moving to the upside long term. Look for it to potentially hit some resistance around 114.50, possibly hitting some support if we get a pullback at 112.50. Well, as far as that goes, that's done. Let's take a look at the news. We have the pound releasing their consumer price index report at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Consensus on that is that the April numbers came out a little bit lower at from 0.6% down to 0.4%. We also have the euro releasing the German ZEW survey, economic sentiment basically for May. Consensus on that is that it has dropped. That's being released at 5 a.m. Eastern Time from 53.0 to 46.0. Could be negative news for the euro considering Germany is the largest economy now, or one of the largest. Look at the Eurozone Consumer Price Index being released for tomorrow. For April, being released at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that is that it has dropped from 0.9% down to 0.4%. Well, as far as what I'm looking at, if you notice that the U.S. Swiss retraces back down to previous resistance, and that's what typically becomes support. It's happened numerous times, and it's happened during this pullback, the previous pullback. If this down bar is any indication that we're having the start of a new pullback within this uptrend, the next logical place for it to move down to is the previous area of resistance right here. And if we get a break of this low, we could go through it fairly quick within a session or two. Now, what that looks like, let me draw it out, is basically over the next couple of sessions that this particular pair should move from this area down through this area, pulling out about 50 pips when it's all said and done. So this is a quick little play. It's happened numerous times if you look back in history. This one did a full retrace back down to almost the lows, but the previous one, the previous pullback, pretty much tagged it on the lows as well, pulled back to that area. So any way you look at it, it has hit over the past several pullbacks that previous area of resistance became support when it pulled back. So definitely look for this to occur again, being able to pull about 50 pips out of the market. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.